Code Florida Administrative Code 6823.010 Pre-Apprenticeship Program. Purpose of Section 446.011, 446.0452 Florida State Statutes authorize the Direct Department to develop uniform minimum standards for the pre-apprenticeship program in apprenticeshable occupations and to assist district school boards, collective district boards of trustees, and registered apprenticeship programs in development with the pre-apprenticeship program. The primary objective of the pre-apprenticeship program is to provide the Florida residents with educational training opportunities and enable them with upon completion of the pre-apprenticeship training to enter into a registered apprenticeship program based on the selection criteria established by a registered apprenticeship program sponsors. Definitions and additions with definitions provided by the Rule 6A23.003 Florida Administration Code. The following definitions are too specific to the apprenticeship. The apprenticeship means are a person 16 years of age or engaged in a course of instruction into the public school system elsewhere, which the course is registered as a pre-apprenticeship program within the department. Pre-apprenticeship agreement means a written agreement between a pre-apprentice and the pre-apprenticeship program sponsor containing the terms, conditions of the training, incorporating with the registered program standards as part of the agreement. Pre-apprenticeship committee. The committee means the same as the registered apprenticeship program sponsor committee, a group appointed to registered apprenticeship program sponsors committee or the designate. The pre-apprenticeship program means an organized course of instruction into the public school system elsewhere which is designated to prepare a person 16 years of age into becoming an apprenticeship, was approved, registered the department and sponsored by the registered apprenticeship program. Registered pre-apprenticeship shall be part of the regular adult high school programs when occurring in public school system. Pre-apprenticeship sponsor means in registered apprenticeship program authorized to or offer pre-apprenticeship training. Pre-apprenticeship standards mean the minimum requirements established uniformly for each of the craft under the pre-apprenticeship program is administered include the standards of admission, training goals, and training objectives, curriculum outlines, objective standards to measure the success, completion of the pre-apprenticeship program. Percentage of the credit may be given to the apprenticeship completers as acceptance of the apprenticeship into the apprenticeship program. Eligibility pre-apprenticeship program 3. The eligible and procedure of the program registration. All pre-apprenticeship programs must meet the following provisions to be eligible for registration. The pre-apprenticeship program must be approved by the department, registered in accordance with the Chapter 446 of the Florida State Statutes and standards of the pre-apprenticeship contained in subsection CA 23.010 for Florida Administration Code. The apprenticeship program must be established in apprenticeshable occupation. It must be designed to prepare individuals to entry into the registered apprenticeship training program, provided the training is in appropriate is in a appropriate apprenticable occupation. There must be existence of responsible assurance employment demand of the occupation area being pre-apprenticeship, so that to allow the pre-apprenticeship transition registered programs. Apprenticeship demand occupation areas are those occupations listed in apprenticable occupation, which is accessed by doleta.gov-oa-b bulletin bullet 2010-30/list/apprenticable occupations PDF published by the United States Department of Labor. The pre-apprenticeship program must include one of the more related apprenticeshable occupation category that provide the apprenticeship for each individual. Each individual apprenticeship program must be directly sponsored by one or more registered apprenticeship programs in the same occupation. In case of multiple occupation sponsors in the same occupation, pre-apprenticeship program must be actively training in the pre-apprenticeship within 1 year of the registration program. Inactive remaining the same, no participation training or occurring for more than 1 year shall be canceled. Any modifications, changes, registered standards shall be submitted with the department through the appropriate apprenticeship representative. The department must make a determination on whether to approve such submission within 90 calendar days from the date of the receipt. If approved, the modification change will mark or acknowledge within 90 days the calendar approval is amended for such a program. If approved, the sponsor must notify the disapproval reason thereof and provide appropriate technical assistance. The approved apprenticeship program shall be evidenced by a certificate registration issued by the name of the affiliated apprenticeship program sponsor, which is the administrative responsibility of the program. Registration shall be renewed not less than every 5 years. Standard pre-apprenticeship with the following standards are prescribed for the pre-apprenticeship program. The program must be organized, written plan embodying the terms, conditions of the training, including the employment supervision with on-the-job training and incorporated registered program standards become part of each registered pre-apprenticeship agreement. There are each Each registered pre-apprentice shall have either the right to obtain or review a copy of registered program standards upon request. Required safety practices. All pre-apprenticeship programs must comply with the following federal state laws. Subpart C, Part 5570, Title 29 Code Federal Regulations within the FloridaRules.org Gateway reference ASAP number reference to 0074 June effective July 19, 2010. Rule 61L-2003 of the Florida Administrative Code. The full at www.floridarules.gov-gateway-reference-ASAP question number to the reference 00174 effective October 7, 1993. Rule 61 L, the 2000.004 Florida Administration Code, Florida Rules or Gateway Reference ASAP number to the reference of the 00174 effective October 17, 1993. Rule 61 of the 2000 or the 2.005 Florida Administration Code, Florida Rules Gateway Reference ASAP number to the reference is 00174 effective October 7, 1993. 2. The foregoing laws and regulations hereby incorporated into the rule by the reference and standard must contain the following provisions. The composition, duties, and the apprenticeship committee on-the-job training is not a requirement for the pre-apprenticeship. When the on-the-job training is incorporated into training, the training of the pre-apprenticeship must be occupational, specifically registered for the sponsored by the department. The term of pre-apprenticeship will established by the committee and is designed to prepare a pre-apprenticeship for the entry and to transition into the registered apprenticeship training program, organize related technical instruction, technical subjects related to the occupation provided by the name, address of the school, and if the participation is enrolled into secondary education. The apprenticeship sponsor includes an earning of the high school diploma equivalent or entrance of the requirement provisions shall be included for this accomplishment. When on-the-job training is incorporated into the program, into a program, the following applies: an outline work process in which the pre-apprenticeship will receive supervised work experience on the job training and an application of the approximately time to be spent in each process. In no event shall the pre-apprenticeship wage rate be less than minimum wage prescribed by the Fair Labor Standards Act or by Florida state statutes. The ratio of the pre-apprenticeship to journey workers consists of the proper supervision, training, safety, continuing employment, applicable provisions, collectible bargains, but ratio of not more than one pre-apprenticeship to participating employers. Each participating apprenticeship occupation shall not exceed 2 pre-apprentices, 2 apprentices, or any combination to thereof 3 journey workers thereafter construction-related programs. The ratio of pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship to journey workers non-constructional programs shall be established by the sponsor committee. It shall be responsible for the committee to ensure the allowable ratio of apprenticeship pre-apprenticeship to journey worker is consistently maintained by the program as is the whole participating employer on the job training on the job site. Assurance of the qualified journey workers. A participating employers agreement including 1 acceptance of the program standards, 2 the provided immediate notification to the committee of each pre-apprenticeship work site agreement to provide the committee with the participating employer's current contact information. Maintaining apprenticeship records for the at least 2 years following the individual date of the department of completion of the program. In addition, the department shall provide the location of the program records, and if the records are not maintained in the respective school campus, and availability of the records pre-apprenticeship on the job related instruction progress for the review of the department and or its apprenticeship representative upon the request. Instructions for the apprenticeship in safety, health, and related work practices, including the assurance of the pre-apprenticeship will be trained in the facilities other than environments that are in compliance with the occupational safety are in compliance with the Occupational Safety and Health Act. The required minimum qualifications for the student other than the individual entering the pre-apprenticeship program, the placement of the pre-apprenticeship under the pre-apprenticeship agreement within the department, termination of the pre-apprenticeship agreement for the good cause, a plan for the receiving differences, not less than 5 business days, notice of the pre-apprenticeship for adverse action causes therefore the stated opportunity for the apprenticeship for the corrective action during the search period, for the inclusion of the equal opportunity pledge and affirmative action, include the procedure for disseminating the program openings and opportunities, and an improved selection procedures that does not discriminate against individuals grounds, race, color, religion, sex, national origin, or age. Provisions of registration, cancellation, deregistration of the program, requirement of submission, amendment, or the modification of the program standards of the department through the appropriate apprenticeship representative. Provision notifying the department of all actions regarding the registered apprenticeship. Registered pre-apprentices, provision of the requesting issuance of the pre-apprenticeship completion certification from the department. Term of the pre-apprenticeship is determined by the complete, but shall be realistic in the terms of attainment, and it shall not be less than 6 months or not exceed 2 consecutive years. Pre-apprenticeship agreement. Pre-apprenticeship will individually register 1 occupation within the agreement, which shall be registered with the department. Pre-apprenticeship agreement shall contain name and signatures contracting parties, pre-apprenticeship sponsors, signatures of the parent, guardian, individual, or minor otherwise ineligible to enter into the contractual agreement. The pre-apprentice's date of the birth and voluntary basis, social security number, name and address of program sponsor, department, and statement of the occupational craft which is the pre-apprenticeship is to be taught, beginning of the date and time of the duration of the pre-apprenticeship, a statement showing the number of hours to be spent related to instruction, and name of hours to be spent in on the job training, if any. A statement of the agreement can be canceled due to the cause of mutual consent, with the case of due to the cause of responsible opportunity for the corrective action may occur upon mutual agreement, and a reference incorporating with the standards as part of the pre-apprenticeship agreement as this exists at the date of the agreement. The state pre-apprentices afford equal opportunity in all phases on the job training, and the discrimination basis on the race, color, religion, national origin, sex, or age. This is and the expected completion date. The registering of the registered pre-apprenticeship program. The deregistration of the program may be effective upon either voluntary action of the sponsor or request of the cancellation or registration upon a notice of the department to the sponsor stating the cause, instituting the formal deregistration proceeding in accordance with the following provisions. A cancellation request of the sponsor. The department may cancelize the registration of the pre-apprenticeship program by written acknowledgement of such a request, stating but not limited to the following: the registration canceled by the sponsor request given the effective date of such cancellation. 15 business days on the date of the acknowledgement of the sponsor must notify the pre-apprentices that such a cancellation, the effective date of such a cancellation, automatically deprives the pre-apprentice of his or her individual registration. The deregistration by the department. Deregistration may be undertaken when a pre-apprenticeship program is conducted, operated, administrated in accordance with the registered standards and requirements, Chapter 6A Order Administrative Code, and where it appears that the program is not to be operated in accordance with the registered standards within the requirements of 6A23 Florida Administration Code. The apprenticeship representative shall notify the department. Registration officer shall notify the program sponsor in writing. The notice shall be sent in the registered certified mail. Return receipt requested shall be stated deficiency remedies required, and shall state the program will be deregistered for the cause unless the corrective action is taken within 30 calendar days. Upon the request of the sponsor to have for good cause, the department may grant an extension for another 30 calendar days. During the period of the correction, the sponsor shall be assisted in every reasonable way by the department. The program completers of the sponsor apprenticeship program shall be given to the primary consideration and mission to the person who completes the sponsors of pre-apprenticeship program. The pre-apprenticeship completers who enter the apprenticeship program shall be accepted by the repeating any related will be exempted from repeating any related course of instruction in the completers passes the competency examination. Exemptions shall be determined based on the standards established by the registered apprenticeship program sponsor. Rulemaking Authority 446.032, 446.041, 12 Florida State Statutes Law implemented in 446.052 Florida State History, the news of June 9th, 1981, formerly 38 C-16.10, amended by August 18th, 1994, April 8th, 1996. Formerly 38 C-16.010, amended on January 25th, 1998, March 15th, 1998, April 27th, 1998. Formerly 38 16.10, amended in March 29th, 2011. Pre-apprenticeship programs are continued. If the required action is not taken within the allotted time, the department shall notice that the sponsor registered it or certified mail return receipt requested stating the following: the notice of the sent pursuant to the subsection, the certain deficiencies were called to sponsor's attention. Remedial action requested based on the stated cause of the program will be deregistered unless 21 days after the receipt of the notice the sponsor requests a hearing in accordance with Chapter 120 of the Florida State Statute. Hearing not requested by the sponsor of the program will be automatically deregistered. If the program requests a hearing request will be handled in conformity with Chapter 120 of the Florida State Statute. Every order of the deregistration containing the provision of the sponsor shall, within 15 business days of the effective date of the order, notify all registered pre-apprentices and participating employers of the deregistration of the program. The effective date in such action automatically derives of the pre-apprenticeship or his or her individual registration. Every order of deregistration shall contain provisions of the sponsor shall, within 15 business days of the effective date of the order, notified all registered pre-apprentices participating employees. Deregistration of the program effective date is that such action automatically derives the apprenticeship of his or her individual registration. The reinstatement of the program registration. Any pre-apprenticeship will be registered pursuant to the rule rule may be reinstated with the presentation of adequate evidence that the pre-apprenticeship program is operating in accordance with the requirements of Chapter 6A23 of the Florida Administration Code. Such evidence shall be represented by the registration officer if the sponsor is not requested at a hearing to the department in order to deregistration entered for the pursuant of the hearing. 8. The program completed as a sponsored apprenticeship program shall be given the primary consideration for the administration of the comparison completing the sponsor's pre-apprenticeship program. The pre-apprenticeship completer who enters the pre-apprenticeship program shall be expected of repeating any should be exempt from repeating any related instruction. Completer phases competency examinations determined based on the standards established by the registered apprenticeship program sponsors. That is my film, a pre-apprenticeship program.